all of the aspects of the modern UFO phenomena, easily the most disturbing is the concept of alien abduction. Regardless of whether you believe that alien abductees are indeed being plucked from Earth by extraterrestrial entities, or that these unfortunate people are experiencing some as yet unidentified psychological condition, there is no denying that the experience has a profound impact on the lives of those involved. Like the UFO phenomena at large, we tend to think of alien abductions as being a modern mystery, but if we look deep enough into the past, we see that events that could be interpreted as being akin to an abduction have occurred throughout history. Many supporters of the ancient astronaut theory that early Earth cultures had direct contact with alien visitors have even suggested that certain events depicted in religious texts such as the Bible are based on alien abduction experiences. One such event includes the story of Jacob's ladder, in which Jacob ascended into heaven on a beam of light, which became the titular ladder with the help of angels. Compare this to the case of Travis Walton, and we can see the similarities immediately. On November 5th, 1975, Walton was working in an Arizona forest when he and his workmates claimed to have seen an object in the sky which blasted Walton with a beam of light before he was carried on board the craft and held for several days before being returned home. The abduction phase of the modern UFO phenomena truly began with Betty and Barney Hill. The couple claimed they were abducted by the occupants of a UFO while driving their car on a New Hampshire road one night in 1961. The Hills went public with their story, and the fact they were an interracial couple at the time of deep racial division in the United States actually increased the coverage the story received. The Hill case effectively became the prototype for later alien abductions, as it included an encounter with the so-called grey aliens, missing time and hypnotic regression to recover lost memories. Much of the alien abduction experience since has been defined by such hypnotic regression sessions, but unfortunately, this method has cast a shadow of doubt over what the abductee recalls during a regression session. Often, the memory has been so deeply buried that during the recovery, it can become distorted or confused. Some skeptics have even accused those carrying out the session of influencing the memory in order to push their own agendas. The truth is that while we may have thousands of hours of footage of unidentified objects in the sky, and even physical evidence of an object having landed on the ground, there is far less evidence to support claims of alien abduction. It was hoped that the off-world implants technology aspect of abduction cases, where mysterious objects still embedded in abductees after their experience, might finally provide evidence that what is happening to abductees is real and not psychological, but nothing conclusive was ever unearthed. Fast forward to 1996 and the airing of the short-lived television series Paranormal Borderline. Hosted by Jonathan Frakes of Star Trek fame, Paranormal Borderline was one of a number of paranormal-themed magazine shows that appeared in the mid-1990s, thanks to the popularity of the X-Files TV series. On May 14th, 1996, the show aired its 9th episode and ended with a segment concerning a package that was sent to the production team's office as the show began airing on television. The package contained a handwritten anonymous letter detailing events surrounding an alleged alien abduction. This was not unusual, something which even Frakes admits during his introduction of the segment. But what was unusual about this one was that the package contained a video upon which the letter claimed to show surveillance camera footage of the abduction taking place. The video shows 4 separate cameras as one would expect from a CCTV monitoring screen at a place of business. In one of the images, we can see someone walking across the screen, apparently stepping outside through some gates. According to the time index on the footage, it was at 11:16 p.m. when there is suddenly a burst of light and the cameras become distorted. After a brief few seconds, the cameras begin operating normally again, but for nearly 2 hours there is no sign of the person who was in the video. Then, at 1:06 a.m, the person reappears and disturbingly can be seen crouched down in an almost fetal-like position outside the gates before vomiting and then stumbling away out of shot, apparently disoriented from the whole experience. The letter stated that the sender had copied the tape from where he or she worked and that the person in the tape never came back after that night. They also demanded that the television studio pay $1,500 for the tape to use it in the show. The producers of the program showed the video to experts in both alien abduction and video surveillance. In the latter case, the finding was that the tape was somewhat inconclusive in proving an abduction did take place, but it did at least look like a genuine, untampered piece of footage. This means that if it was faked, then the tools with which it was achieved were practical rather than digital, as is so often the case today. An intriguing aspect of the footage is that the distortion that occurs during the incident affected all 4 cameras on the screen, and not just the camera where the incident was taking place. This indicates that the location where the incident occurred experienced an intense power surge of some kind, affecting the recording. However, it is also possible that the old-style RF cable in the back of the monitor which the footage was being recorded off was tampered with at the right time to make it appear there was a power surge while the lights were turned on and off by some unseen accomplice. The producers also showed the footage to UFO researcher, hypnotherapist, and abductee counselor Yvonne Smith. Smith said that the video showed all the hallmarks of a UFO abduction, such as being plucked from your ordinary everyday life and the disorientation that occurs immediately afterwards. Smith embraced the video, saying that she wanted to track down the person in it in order to ascertain exactly what they experienced during the abduction and to help counsel them. Smith continues to counsel abductees, and in 2017, she was given the UFO Congress's Lifetime Achievement Award. Over 20 years since the episode aired, not much else seems to be known about it. In the days before the internet made the sharing of such videos as easy as clicking a button, many videos such as this one were sent in to TV shows, and many of them subsequently became lost or forgotten. This clip resurfaced on YouTube in 2008, but unlike so many other pieces of footage, it continues to be overlooked. Like so many paranormal videos, its authenticity continues to be hotly debated by those who view it. To those who believe it is fake, point to the fact that the sender demanded money from the TV studio, implying that the whole thing was some sort of con, inspired by TV shows such as The X-Files and the now notorious alien autopsy video that was released the year before in 1995. Coincidentally, Jonathan Frakes presented the alien autopsy video when it was released to the public, although at the time it was not yet known to him or the production crew that it was fake. However, we should not take the money aspect as proof of deceit. Imagine you have a low income and then suddenly, for whatever reason, you find yourself in possession of a video of something genuinely mysterious. How many of us wouldn't ask for just a little something in exchange for releasing the tape? What do you think, everyone? Hoax or the single best piece of footage of an alien abduction to date?